Hello. Let's take a look at the Sarasota market and what's happening in downtown Sarasota. Well, the MLS is showing about 168 properties for sale in downtown Sarasota, and they range from a small bank-owned bungalow, small property for just under $60,000, all the way up to a nice home west of the trail, over 8,500 square feet, and that one's priced at 8.25 million. There are 52 properties pending, waiting to close, and they range from a one bedroom, just under 700 square foot property, priced at 105. We won't know the close price until the closing actually happens, but that's list price at 182.5, all the way up to a 5,000 plus square foot condo, and that's a pre-construction property, and that's priced at $4,995,000. Okay, now we had 23 properties close in Sarasota in the month of February 2014. And those properties included a two-bedroom, two-bath condo. It had a little over 1,200 square feet. That was priced at $169,900 and sold for $160,000. We also had a condo on the bayfront, and that one had over 5,500, almost 5,600 square feet. It was a four-bedroom, five-bath, and that was listed at 4.6 million. That closed at 4.25 million. Okay, so let's look at the market statistics and see what activity is happening in Sarasota. When we look at the median estimated home value, we see that the 34236, which is the area in downtown Sarasota, that median home value is 492. That's up a little bit, about 8,000 from the last report last month. Sarasota at 172.50, and that's also up about 4,000 since the last report. And then Florida at 146,910. That's up a little bit, maybe about 2,000 since the last report. The 12-month change in the median home value is 11.1% for the zip code 34236. So when we looked last month, that was about 7.1%. So we've come up a little over 7% in the change in the median home value. And this report is the past 30 days. Sarasota at 12.8, and that's up. Last month we were seeing about 11.7, so that's up a little bit. And then Florida at 13.9. Last month we were seeing that around 13.4. Median list price in the zip code, downtown zip code 236, is 475. And that is up as well. That's up almost 55,000 from the last report. Last time we reported in January, we were seeing a median list price in the 34236 of about 419.9. Now we're at 475. We're also seeing a change in the listing. Of course, we would see that we're at 4.8 change in the listing values. That is on the increase. And then median days in the system, days on market. We're seeing now that properties in the zip code 34236 are on the market 292 days. Up a little, actually that's down a little bit. Last report we were at 294 days, and we're seeing a change in the days on market, down about 12% over the last 12 months. Okay, so as we see then in comparison, this 34236 zip code, we're quite a bit higher than the Sarasota averages, medians, values, and Sarasota County, and then Florida. So this is a higher end market. Mostly we're seeing high-rise condominiums. We see some new construction going in there as well. We'll be able to help anyone who has questions about new construction in downtown Sarasota. Beautiful buildings, beautiful views. We're seeing changing prices. We're seeing prices move up. And we're also looking at the comparison between owners and renters. And so we are seeing that it's almost half in this zip code, where you'll see in the county you have probably a 25% here for rental and 75% or 76% for that ownership. Okay. And then we also look at the comparison, the trend of the market over time. So we can see how it's up, down, and now we keep pushing above that trend line, and then we come back down, we push up, we come down, but we're trying to break through this trend line. So we're seeing that in the pricing, we're seeing it in days on market. We're moving forward and breaking through trends that were set and starting to get to these higher prices. Again, with the median list price too, stayed for a while along the trend line and now trying to push above it. The list price is going up here. Okay, homes sold, the price range of homes sold. So we can see here from the chart, we're looking at the values on the left side, properties under 300,000, and then all the way up to properties above 900,000. So those properties, now in Sarasota, our luxury market starts at 500,000. So if we look at the properties that sold below the luxury line, below 500, we see about 177 properties. Those selling in the luxury market, we're seeing about 94 properties. That's about 35% of the total that we're selling in Sarasota is in the luxury market. And we're seeing that in the price per square foot of homes sold. So if we look at everything priced below 400 a square foot, we're seeing about 186 properties. 400 and above, we're seeing about 66 properties. So above the $400 per square foot, that's about 26% of those properties are selling above $400 a square foot. All right, we can look at the size of the properties sold. And again, we're talking in downtown in the 34236 zip code, we're talking a lot of those properties being condominiums. They're going to be a little bit smaller footprint. So if we look at everything that's at 2,000 square feet or below, we're seeing about 189 properties. 53 properties are larger than the 2,200 square foot line. If we look at everything 2,000 and above, we see 63 properties. 63 properties make up about 25%. So 75% of the properties are smaller in size, under the 2,000 square foot mark. We look at the age of properties, and again, in downtown Sarasota, a lot of these buildings, the structures were there. We're just starting for some time. We're just starting now to see some new construction picking up in this area. So if we look down here at the properties that are 10 years or newer, we see about 109 properties. The balance of those are about 143 properties, and they're over 20 years old. So on these 20 years and below, on those properties, we're seeing about 43% of the properties are newer than 20 years old. And the population statistics, they're exactly what we would expect. We're looking at the age of the population, and it's split almost in half. If we look at the age 55 and older, we're seeing about 5,800, maybe 5,825 is the number of those living in this zip code that are age 55 and older. Anything younger than 55, we're seeing about 4,773 below the age of 55. So that's about 45%, about 55% older in the downtown area. And we would expect that with condominiums, with people that might use these condominiums for the winter seasons. And then the other statistics regarding population. The other statistics we track, also household income brackets for the area. We see economic statistics, income, unemployment rates, and other occupational categories. For example, what are the people doing that are living in the downtown area? Healthcare and social assistance, that is the top here of occupational categories for those folks that live in the 34236 area. And then we have quality of life statistics that we have available to us too. Information about commute times, how people get to work. And this isn't a city that that uses a rail system, so we're going to see the majority of people are either driving alone or carpooling, using their automobiles to get to the office. For more information on the Downtown Sarasota Market and for all your real estate needs, contact Gina Ursini with Keller Williams at 941-812-4894 or visit us on the web at www.yoursarasotadreamhome.com.